Hi, everyone. So my name is Beatriz Noria Serrano. I'm a PhD candidate at the University of Alcalá in Spain, and I'm going to present you like a summary of my ongoing research. So motherhood in ancient Egypt has been studied mainly from a biological point of view, focusing on the episodes of conception, pregnancy, and labor. This is logical if we consider the amount of evidence, archaeological, iconographical, and textual that ancient Egyptians have left us regarding this experience. However, there are very few researchers who come to analyze the social dimension of motherhood. Evidence tells us that in ancient Egypt, mothers were responsible for feeding children, both during and after the breastfeeding period, cleaning them, and generally caring for them, even sending them to school. Children were therefore raised within the female sphere, so it is logical to assume that a close connection was established between the child and the mother that could extend over time. Thus, it is natural to wonder what was the relationship between a mother and her adult children. What happened between them once the children no longer need his mother's constant care? There is not much explicit evidence about the role of mothers in household once their children have grown up. However, a fresh reading of known evidence, such as stelae, mainly from Abydos, provides a glimpse of the social mechanisms that rule the mother-child relationship by the first half of the second millennium BC. So for you who are not familiarized with Abydos, the old site of Abydos was considered the burial place of the god Osiris. So it became one of the major cult centers in Egypt, where multiple festivals and celebrations took place every year. Thousands will visit Abydos, and many will erect stelae to ensure both their participation in these festivals for eternity and their public bond with the god. This means that individuals aspire to express their personal identity through the inscriptions engraved on these monuments, but always within a very marked social and cultural norms for both contemporary and future audience. The major point here is that the analysis of this stelae show us what image the adult children want to transmit of their mothers to the Egyptian society. So indeed, one can notice certain evolution in the way mothers were depicted on these pieces in the middle of the 20th century BC. At the beginning of the period known as Middle Kingdom, we're talking about 1939, 1890 BC, mothers were rarely represented, and when they were, they occupied a secondary or even a tertiary position in the composition, as shown in the stela on your screen marked in red. But at the end of this period, around 7050 BC, however, mother became the most relevant figures depicted on the stelae only after the owner. For example, on this stela, mother, marked in red, occupied a very central and prominent place, but also his son represented with greater emphasis and in greater number people linked to the maternal side of his family, who are marked in orange, including what could be his grandmother, his maternal grandmother, and several maternal uncles. Although this evolution does not seem to convey a transformation of their legal status, it does demonstrate a social change. So it is possible to underline that the increasing importance of mothers was somewhat related to the political and social situation at the end of the Middle Kingdom. The central state started to collapse, triggering a period of crisis. Thus, the bonds that one could establish with his king or the central administration would not have had the same consideration and significance as in previous periods, resulting in the emergence of new ways to express his identity. This will imply a development of pre-existing forms of relationship, although they will not be very visible in the archaeological record. So several authors have argued that the household was the basic unit of production in ancient Egypt, where women carry out a range of activities such as making bread, beer, clothing, caring for animals, or even producing pottery and other items necessary for daily life. The local markets where this woman, as shown in the picture, could exchange these products played an essential role in the distribution of goods among the rural population. Therefore, the role of mothers in the economy, not only of the household, but also of the community to which they belong was vital for its development, a position that will surely increase in importance to the difficulties that the central administration was facing at the end of the Middle Kingdom. This role in the development of the communities may have led their children to choose to represent them on their stelae in a more privileged position as a symbol of the prosperity of the household. What is even more important, the innovative resort to express prestige and reputation would affect surely the consideration that the community itself will bestow upon women, consolidating new forms of social promotion. More research will within our understanding of this phenomenon. Thank you so much for your attention.